We're finally at my favorite part of cake decorating. It's the actual decorating itself, and I've got some awesome ideas to show you guys today to take you through. So coming back to the cake that we've been working on, you remember we've done this little marble tier all together, and I've covered the other two tiers in black. The cake has been stacked and it's ready to go, and it is doweled. It has all its supports inside because you know that we're working in real cake. So I'm going to grab a little bit of fondant and we're going to get cracking on making some of these awesome details. I've got some black fondant here, and here I have a little bit of Tylose. This is a thickening agent, and I'm going to put this into the fondant because I need it to firm up a little bit so it holds its own shape when I put it onto the cake. So I'll grab a handful of fondant. I don't want a lot, probably about that much. Give it a little bit of a knead, bring it together. Add on a little bit of Tylose. Now it's not a lot, probably some will come out just enough to firm it up without having to, there we go, that'll do. You see it's a very, very fine powder, and this will act as a thickening agent and help the fondant stand on its own because we're going to be cutting out some little circle and some discs out of it. I'm just getting the palm of my hand into that. I just want to give this a little bit of a roll out, not too thin. Maybe a centimetre thick would be about on par. And you'll notice I haven't bothered really to roll it out smoothly. I'm not too fussy with a bit of detail. And in this container I have a little bit of sugar glue. This is the over the top sugar glue. I've just decanted it to make my life a little bit easier. Put a little bit of sugar glue onto the surface. I don't want a lot. I just want to make the surface tacky. So we're going to add on some beautiful gold leaf. So here we have the edible gold leaf. This is the over the top gold leaf. It comes in 5 sheets in the pack, 24 karat pure gold. It's really important to note this is edible gold. So it's not artificial or decorator's gold. This is pure gold, so you can eat this. So here are the actual transfer sheets. Anyone who's used gold leaf will know how hard it is to handle gold leaf, but with the transfer sheet you can see it's not coming off. It's very easy to use. I'm going to pop that directly onto that little bit of fondant that we made tacky with my fingertips, just pressing it down, not digging into it, and then I'm going to peel it away. Peeling that away slowly. Look at that. How pretty is that? And now for the fun bit. This is a heat torch. Get it ready to go. And now we're going to hit the gold leaf and the fondant with a little bit of heat. And you can see I'm constantly moving it. You can do it in a left to right motion, or you can do little circles like I do. Just be careful. I don't want to burn it. I don't want to tarnish it. And this is where you'll know if you've got real gold or not, because decorator gold will not behave like this. Let me give it a second little belch of heat. And then I'm going to leave it to cool. So this has now been sitting there for about 5 or 10 minutes and it's cool enough to touch. I'm going to move this to the middle of the mat, and I'm going to grab the rolling pin and give it a little bit of a roll. Check this out. First roll. Isn't that already amazing? Roll this one back a little bit, and I might just give this a bit of a turn. Another roll this way. I'm looking at stretching that out a little bit. How amazing is that gold leaf and the effect that it's created? Another quick turn. Probably the last roll here. Just to space that out a tiny bit more, and then we have this amazing effect. And how cool does that look? Especially with the gold leaf, it's such a better effect than just using a petal dust alone. So all I'm going to do now is just cut out a couple little round circles, and we're going to do the same thing with the grey fondant that we had left over from earlier when we did the middle tier on the cake. I've got these pretty cool little cutters, and they come in a crinkle or a circle. Oops. And what I want to do is actually probably use two sizes, perhaps the smallest one and maybe that size up will do. So I've gone up the smallest and the second, well, third size one. Now you've got 2 choices. You can do a crinkle cut or a plain smooth cut. I'm just going to use the smooth cut. Probably 2 of those will do. And I'll put them aside to dry, and probably 2 of the large ones. I really like what's happened here with this one where it's actually split in the middle. There's probably enough for a 3rd one. We'll leave these here to dry a little bit because you can see at the moment they're still a little bit soft. And then if you remember, we kept some of the marble from earlier. And in this case, all I want to do is just roll out a small amount, and I want 2 or 3 little circles, and that'll be enough. Now, just like the marble when we did the middle of the cake, I just want to check the other side. Oh, that's so much better effect than this side, isn't it? So we'll go with that one. And again, just probably 2 of the little ones. Let's see how many we can get in here. I'll do another one over here. There we go. That'll do. We'll take off that excess, pop it away. And we can leave all of these to dry for maybe 30 minutes. And that should be firm enough for them to actually stay and hold their own shape. So here I've prepared for you some Isomalt. I've coloured it in 2 different colours. So one I've used the black Chef Master Black, which is a gel, and the other one I've used the gold petal dust in the over the top metallic petal range. Now you will notice here that there are some bubbles and there's a little bit of surface clouding happening. I'm going to show you a really handy trick how to get rid of that. So I'm going to bring out a trusty little torch, which is one of my favourite tools. It gets rid of all those surface imperfections. And now we're going to get to the fun part of actually putting on all the decorations that we've created. So what I have in this bottle is a little bit of water and some Tylose. So I effectively created a sugar glue. I'll give it a little bit of a spray around the cake, like so. And then here I've created for you a sugar sheet, and I've created this with the over-the-top sanding sugars in the black and the silver, and I've set it up overnight so it's ready to go. The recipe will be available for you on the website. So grab this one off, and the beauty of this is really nice and flexy. All right, I'm just going to edge this around the front of the cake and secure it into place. So the sugar sheet is looking really awesome. I'm going to add in a little bit of sugar glue here and now up the cake, and a couple little sheets of the gold leaf just to add a bit more detail in there. Dabbing the gold leaf directly onto the cake, around about the areas that I put the sugar glue. I'm looking for it to be a little bit sporadic in its look. Trying to use up as much of the sheet as possible. I like the fact that it's coming out almost like I've sprayed gold all over it. You know, looking at it from the front. Gotta always step back, it's like a chef tastes his food. Step away from the cake and watch it. A few more little dots here and there just to finish it off. And now we're just going to add on some of those final little flourishes, which are those little Isomalt discs that you've made, including the little fondant discs. And you can arrange them however you like. I'm just going to let the cake tell me what it wants. I'm going to add a little bit of the gold petal dust around the edges of that sanding sugar. So I have here the classic gold. This is the petal dust by Over the Top. I've decanted a little bit into a bowl. Here's a handy tip for you. This is decorator spirit. Sometimes we tend to pour it in and then realize we've over poured. I put it in a bottle and I just spray in as much as I need. And that's probably enough. And all I'm going to do now is do the edges. Now the idea is I want to put on there a little bit more than what I need because I want the gold to actually go through all the crevices of the sanding sugar so it looks like it's kind of dripping down. Alright, everyone, that is a wrap. We have knocked up a gorgeous cake. We've included so many techniques for you. I hope you give it a go at home. Just drop us a line and let us know what you think. And if you've got any questions, we're more than happy to answer them.